everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
So y'all want to know, do COs or sergeants hook up with inmates while they're in jail or prison? From a former inmate, let's get it. Well, if you want the short answer is yes, absolutely. So if you don't want to listen to my story about it, just keep scrolling. If you do, let's get into it. The setting, the location, Texas prison, Gatesville is the town. I was doing a 2-year bid, 2-year sentence, and there was this sergeant that kept flirting with me. Let's call him Sergeant R. Now, flirting is very, very, very common because these guys know that these women have not had any, interactions of that type in months, sometimes years, depending on how long they've been locked up. So they know that they're, thirsty. Is it legal for them to be hooking up with these women? No, absolutely not. So Sergeant R was like, every time he'd come through the dorm, he would be like, he'd call out my last name, he would pick on me, and I thought it was just like friendly, kind of like, okay, he's picking on me, he might think I'm cute type thing. And then it started getting to the point where he would call me out to clean the pipe chases with him. So every time there were chores to be done by inmates, I was the one that he would pick to come clean with him. And the other girls are looking at me like, why is he calling you every time? I mean, I knew he had a crush on me, but what am I gonna do, argue? And that is the problem with COs, sergeants, people that are higher up in prison and jails that are flirting or hitting on inmates, because we don't want to get in trouble by pissing them off. So he keeps calling me out to clean the pipe chases, to clean his office, all of this stuff. And at first, everything's fine and dandy. It doesn't really escalate at all. But after a couple of weeks, he starts to really hit on me and let it be known his feelings. So all the while, I'm talking to my cellmate and I'm like getting kind of excited. Mind you, it's been 2 years since I've had any, I'm like, oh my gosh. So Sergeant R is wanting to do something. I can tell he's talking to me about it now. What do I do, girl? And she was like, go for it. Just go for it. Just be careful, because the other girls will hate on you. And as much as you want to just go for it, like, you can definitely get yourself, or especially that officer or sergeant, in a lot of trouble. I'm talking felony charges if you get caught. So it's very nerve-wracking, but it's also kind of hot because you can get caught the whole time. Anyways, I go out with him to clean his office one more time, and there's a female guard that's leaving. It was late at night. And this guard gives me this look of just like, I know what y'all are doing. And it was really scary. But regardless, I go back to the far back office to clean. I grab my mop. I'm not really sure what's going to happen. I know that we've been talking about it for a couple weeks, so I know that this is maybe the time. Well, long story short, and keeping it appropriate for this app, he let it know that it was the time, and he made his moves. He shot his shot, and we started kissing, and we started like caressing and going through first base and second base, and we ended up going to third base. And mind you, this is not something I'm proud of, you guys. Going to third base with a sergeant or a CO or anyone in prison is not a good thing. The prisons are dirty. Prisons are not a respectable place to hook up with someone. Please don't come for me. This is my story. Get in the comments. Let me know your opinion and your questions. But I mean, come for me if you want. But this is what it is. This is my story. So, and it had been 2 years since I've hooked up with anyone. So I am shaking. He is shaking because he knows that he could get caught up for this. But we go past first base, we're kissing. We go past second base, which is the other stuff under the clothes. And then we are at third base. And when I tell you that this man did not last even a minute, it was done. It was done. It was like, okay, was that worth the risk? It was really, really, really hot. Don't get me wrong. It was this tall, tatted up sergeant, authority of power, position of power type shit. But, was it worth the risk? Looking back, no. And now also looking back, I completely regret it, because it's like, not only could he have gotten in so much trouble, I also found out that he was already under investigation for doing this with multiple women, or trying to do this with multiple women on different prison units. And it's really sad because So this only happened one time. I hooked up with him, or we did what we did, and when I left, I went back, I told the girls about it, or my, my really close circle about it, and that was it. I saw him a couple of other times on the unit. He wanted to do it again. I was like, nope, I'm about to leave. I don't want to get in trouble. I'm about to pull chain and get out of this hoe. So it didn't happen again. I find out that he's under investigation for doing this with other women. And the thing is, this is going to be a whole other story altogether. When there's a thing called PREA in prison, and I'll go into this in another story time. That's the Prison Grape Elimination Act. You are not legally able to hook up with anyone in prison or jail because of your authority of power and my lack of authority, and the fact that I can get punished or feel like I can get punished because of what I do or do not do with you. That's considered grape, right? So that's very, very, very illegal. And looking back, I'm like, well, was it consensual in my eyes? Yes. But looking back, it's like, I also didn't want to displease him or get in trouble for any reason. I'd already been through segregation. I'd been through going to the mental health unit and all of these terrible places in the prison and jail units. So I don't have any regrets, but looking back, it's like I feel sorry for the other girls that did go through this, But like I said, long story short, prison inmates do hook up with COs, sergeants, all the time. The guards, all the time. They'll pass notes back and forth. They're called kites. They hook up with inmates, inmates hook up with sergeants, and it can be a major problem in prisons. Have you had experiences with anything like this? Do you guys like stories like this and want to hear more prison story times? Please let me know in the comments. Do I regret it? No. It was fun. Was it worth the risk? Absolutely not. Because I also found out that he was married with multiple children, which is why I'm not name dropping. And I found all this out later. But it's like, bro, was it really worth the possibility of you going to prison for a felony? A grape felony? Oh my God. What is wrong with these dudes and women? If you don't think that female COs and sergeants also do this to the males and take advantage of how badly the males want it, oh, you are so wrong.
You just seen a video like that, man. Crazy mess. I never hooked up with a guard. It was only, the thing was, I talked to one, and when I got out, that's when I got in contact with her. But the only way I was able to get in contact with her was because Facebook came around. When Facebook came around, she got a Facebook, and boom, she popped up on there. And I was like, yo, man, because when you go, like, I had an address, but when you go to assessment and receiving, they take everything from you. So at that moment, I had the address that I had. I thought I was gonna be able to take it with me, and I wasn't able to take it. So I didn't have that address. What I was trying to do, I had a bunch of people's phone numbers and addresses that I was taking with me, and I knew a lot of the stuff I wasn't gonna be able to take with me. But I was like, man, let me just keep this one paper with me. So I did. I kept that one paper with me, and yeah, they took that, and so I didn't have. But I knew her name, so when I got out, I still did what I did. But it was like years later, though. It was like, man, 5 years later when Facebook came around. It was a long time. It was a long time later. So, from when I got out. So it was like, imagine like 6, 7 years then passed by, and I hit this chick up on Facebook. But I was happy for Facebook because then that's how I got to see her again. But yeah, man, I'm telling you. But I think inmates can do it a lot now. But see, they use cell phones and they use social media and whatever, and a lot of that leaves sort of like a paper trail, but on the internet. I forgot what you call it, but it's a bunch of data and stuff that they can still get, no matter if you delete it. They can still recover deleted messages and stuff like that. So, Thank you for the gifts. I appreciate it. And make sure y'all send some gifts, man. Show some love, man. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section. Hit that like button while y'all in here too. I appreciate it.
Everyday people. Day and night. For some women, it can start working in as fast as 1 week.